Welcome back to Ghoster Coasters, and today we're doing a part 2 of one of our previous videos, Forbidden Coasters from RMC. We got a lot of responses, and some were kind of wondering why we didn't include some of these wooden coasters, so today we'll get into another set of woodies forbidden from RMC. A huge shout out goes out to all of our Coaster Ghosts and producers and members of the channel, and if you haven't already, be sure to smash that subscribe button today and join the spooky fun all haunt season. Rocky Mountain Construction has a ton of world-class rides at this point. Wildcats Revenge, Air Force One recently, even Gwazi and Steel Vengeance, and some earlier rides too. 2025 doesn't seem like a huge year yet, but time will tell what RMC has up their sleeves.
One thing is for certain, we hope it doesn't include redoing any of the coasters we talk about next. And first things first, we're going back home and talking about a good old Michigan. Shivering Timbers is a hidden gem at a park many people don't go out of their way to visit. And that's a shame because this wooden coaster is surprisingly amazing. There have been ride modifications such as the trick track being taken out, smoothing out older track pieces, but overall, the ride maintains its wooden characteristics that some find to be a bit too much, and some may disagree here, but we think the ride is wonderful and should never get the RMC treatment.
But since many enthusiasts say it needs it, who knows, that may give Michigan's adventure a cheap route to attracting guests from far places. Being one of the longer woodies, we see why some people would want this coaster to be RMC'd, and it can be debated, but for now we have it on the Forbidden from RMC list, and this may be personal reasons, but the coaster built by CCI, maintained by GCI currently, has plenty of reasons to not like listed above. GCI already maintains it, and well, they have Titan Track too, so it would be bold of Michigan's adventure to go with RMC and forget about the years of maintenance the ride that GCI has done for them. But time will tell, as with all things. Do you think this ride is forbidden from RMC, or do you think it would make a world-class RMC and should be converted? We're going with no, but we know there's differing opinions out there.
Taking it to another park that, much like our previous video, has an outlier of two wooden coasters that should never get the RMC treatment. And we're taking you over to Kennywood. The idea of giving Kennywood's Thunderbolt and Jackrabbit the RMC treatment gives many enthusiasts an ick feeling, or what the heck, why would they ever feeling? And hey, we agree. The significance of these rides is mainly historical significance and the unique experience these coasters offer. Both coasters are deeply ingrained in Kennywood's history, and transforming them would erase part of the park's classic charm and nostalgic feel among the modern era rides they have now. Let's get into specifics with these coasters.
The Thunderbolt, launched in 1968, is a reimagining of the original Pippin coaster from 1924. With 3,250 feet of track and a 70-foot peak, its true excitement comes from the clever use of its terrain. Natural ravines create intense drops, including a thrilling 90-foot plunge that far exceeds the lift height's hill, making the Thunderbolt a memorable ride. Oh yeah, and did we mention, Thunderbolt has continuously ranked top 25 wooden coaster awards since it started in 1998. As if that weren't reason enough, the ride is also an ace landmark, so preserving that history in such a storied park is probably one of the better routes to go, not to mention the awesome use of terrain and experience it offers already.
The Jackrabbit is another coaster that should never undergo the RMC treatment. Built in 1920, it is famous for its double dip drop, a rare and thrilling feature that's been exciting riders for over a century. The ride stands just 40 feet tall, with 2,132 feet of track, but the ride stats aren't what make this coaster so unique. As mentioned before, the double dip drop and classic wooden coaster airtime feeling on such a unique terrain in the park lends itself to one of the more memorable experiences on the classic coaster. The Jackrabbit introduced one of the earliest uses of the trick track and is a great example of how early wooden coasters could create intense thrills without high speeds or massive heights. This design has helped Jackrabbit remain a fan favorite. Replacing its wooden structure would remove the nostalgic feel that makes it special, which directly impacts the feel of Kennywood as a whole.
Both coasters are deeply rooted in Kennywood's history as one of America's oldest and most cherished amusement parks. Thunderbolt and Jackrabbit offer a classic wooden coaster experience and a link to the past where roller coasters were more about unpredictable, rattling fun rather than the smoothness and inversions of today. Their rough wooden feel, which makes every ride unique, would be lost to the RMC treatment, and might make the classic park lose some of its charm and classic feel as well. Therefore, these two coasters should be forbidden from the RMC treatment forever.
But enough about Kennywood. Let's go to the other side of the country and speak about some coasters we haven't yet. Taking you to sunny California, we're going to talk about the historical Giant Dipper, both at Belmont and Santa Cruz. The idea of converting either of these two classic and iconic wooden roller coasters to an RMC just seems absurd. And we're going to get into some significance with both rides here, starting off with Santa Cruz.
The Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk is recognized as the best seaside park in the world. A vibrant, bustling amusement park is renowned for its great rides, they say. Its remarkable history, spectacular beach setting, and their friendly attitude, according to their website. Now, this was founded in 1907. It is California's oldest surviving amusement park and one of the few seaside parks on the west coast of the United States. Giant Dipper has been giving people thrills since way back in 1924. This old school wooden coaster packs a punch with 2,640 feet of track and can get riders zooming up to 55 miles per hour. It was designed by the Lou family and Fred Church, who were both pretty significant figures in the amusement park industry back in the day.
What's cool is that the Giant Dipper can still hold its own against modern rides when it comes to pure fun. That wooden frame gives you a ride you just can't get on those smooth steel coasters. Some of you might think, hey, why not give it the RMC treatment? But nah, that'd be like ruining a classic ride feel and taking away the charm of the park. The Giant Dipper's classic wooden feel is what keeps people coming back for more. Plus, it's not just a ride, it's on the National Register of Historic Places. This coaster is literally history you can ride. But how about a park with a similar ride down the coast?
Belmont Park is an oceanfront historic amusement park in the Mission Beach area of San Diego, California. The park was developed by sugar magnate John D. Spreckles and opened on July 4th, 1925 as the Mission Beach Amusement Center. The Giant Dipper at Belmont Park is a classic wooden roller coaster that opened in 1925. Like its Santa Cruz counterpart, it's a beloved icon of the early 20th century amusement park engineering. It's 2,600 feet long, and a long-lasting test of time. This coaster has more to it than just the nostalgia to keep it around.
The coaster represents a vital piece of San Diego's beachfront history. But on top of that, it's gone through saving by the local community before, saying it narrowly escaped demolition in the mid-20th century and was saved by public efforts. The Giant Dipper is designated as a National Historic Landmark, recognizing its cultural and historical importance. It's recognized as an ACE, American Coaster Enthusiast, roller coaster landmark as well, highlighting its significance to coaster history, and we think all of these are reasons enough to keep the Giant Dippers over there at the California parks away from the RMC treatments for good.
We're planning on doing another video about this down the line again, as there are still tons of rides out there that should be forbidden from the RMC treatment, but these are some of the rides we got comments on about on our last video, and we had some of these in mind for a part 2 anyways. Let us know down below what should be in a part 3. Wooden coasters hold a value in time and preservation at most amusement parks, and while now new age woodies are awesome, there's something about those old rickety rides that add character and thrill all at the same time.
If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the spooky fun today. We have a whole bunch of spooky haunted stuff coming, and of course more coaster content as well. A huge shout out goes out to all of our viewers, subscribers, and of course our Coaster Ghost and producers for everything. You guys are the best community out there. We'll see you around for the next edition of Forbidden Coasters from RMC, and until then, as always, thank you for being a part of our spooky community,
and for Coaster Ghostin' with Ghoster Coasters.